Here's the time to shop at Quartz. Get a free gift with purchase on select appliances and 20% off matching bedroom pieces. Shop mattresses for the comfort you need. Plus, save on furniture, dining, and large screen TVs. Get what you need at Quartz. And when they ask, say, I got it at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
I see Goldwyn shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how it sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
All right, Dominica. Port managers across the Caribbean are meeting in Washington for a very important meeting. One that over there, Mr. Ian Pinard was scheduled to be in Washington, but we all heard the sad news there on Friday. Our deepest sympathies. To other managers of ports across the Caribbean are meeting in Washington, and of course, Mr. Darwin Telmac is one of those who want to express his deepest sympathies on behalf of the other port managers in the Caribbean. Mr. Darwin, good morning to you. I know it's sad times, but it's real. The meetings will have to continue.
Good morning, Matt.
Good
Good
morning
morning
to
to your listeners.
Yes.
And as I always do, good morning to my wife and my daughter, Dominica. I was totally just destroyed when I heard of the death of Ian. Obviously, we were hoping to have been here together, and that is not going to happen. We extend our deepest condolences to his family, the immediate and extended, and also the port family, those fine people at Dasper.
Mm-hmm.
We extend our heart to them. It is not easy to have someone leave the office today and the next day they're gone forever. That must be very hard. And I'm hoping that they can find some solace and some peace in this very, very difficult time. But Ian showed up on the port scene in a rather dynamic way in Suriname, in Curacao, last year at the Port Management Association annual general meeting. Every country has to do a report, and some managers from different countries are not as au fait with standing to speak. And it was so different when Ian took the podium. You could see a man prepared, a man ready. He spoke so well. And that goes a long way for Dominica, because that made me so proud to see Dominica so eloquently represented. At that moment, he drew the adulation of so many who was there. It was quite dynamic how he did it. He's a big man, and he was a big man, and he spoke quite just amazingly about the prospects and what he intended to do, and delivered a very, very good job for his country and his people. And I'll always remember that speech. As a matter of fact, we have it recorded, and I'll be doing a post on my LinkedIn page with him speaking there. Now, regarding the meeting here in Washington, D.C., the U.S. government has requested through the Port Management Association that all the Caribbean ports make their way to D.C. Today at 12 o'clock. We'll be meeting with at the Truman Center. We'll be meeting with the Deputy White House Counsel, the Assistant Secretary of State, and a number of government officials, the U.S. Exim Bank, and other funding agencies from the U.S. government, as the U.S. government makes an attempt to coordinate with regional ports. Being the chairman of the Port Management Association, my job is to coordinate the information, get it to all ports, to the ministers of the ports, to the chairman of the board, and to the port managers, so that they can see the information, make a determination to come. It was short notice, but I can tell you, in Dominica's case, Mr. Blair and Mr. Peanut worked very, very hard, along with Minister Denise Charles. I think, is it Denise Charles Pemberton, I think,
Yes.
if I'm saying it correct?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, she worked very closely. She jumped on taking out all the stops that we needed to take out to try to get all things done. And just at the time when we were supposed to go, wow, this unfortunate thing happened. That being said, Dominica will be represented. The chairman, I can't recall his name right now, will be there. And Mr. Steve Farrell is joining the team in Washington, D.C. So I'm here. There is about 18 to 20 regional ports who responded in short time. And what we're going to do today is, first, we will have a general meeting. The Deputy White House Chief of Staff will speak. The Undersecretary will speak. And I will also address the audience on behalf of Caribbean ports. The audience will be, the Caribbean ports will be there, and there's 60 companies from the US, shipping companies, logistics companies, terminal operating management companies, energy companies, companies who want to do port security and digital systems, companies who wants to provide other types of support, equipment, cybersecurity, lots of different, huge companies, Exxon, Shell, CMA, CGM, Maersk, MSC, Tropical Shipping, lots of companies are going to be there. And the intention is that the US government wants to have partnerships forged where countries who wish to develop their ports, whether it be infrastructure, security, energy, equipment, human capacity development, that in that room there'll be a few people who you can sit with after the meeting to determine what your plans are. Once those plans begin to take form, there's a financial package the US government is going to deliver to the ports. It'll be a combination of financing, low-cost financing, with the supporting elements coming from the companies that would be a part of the meeting, as well as there's a grant program that they're rolling out today. We don't know what it's going to be like, but I was told it's going to be quite large. And that grant program will focus on US energy and US equipment for Caribbean ports. So we are all excited. Energy is dominating right now. The MEPC 84 special session starts at the IMO today. I was supposed to be at that as well. But that is focusing on the decarbonization of shipping and the eventual decarbonization of ports. As those things take form, we now have an opportunity to have our closest neighbor, largest country in the world, reach out to us to say, come, let's hear your plans, so that they can see how they fit into those plans. Excited time for Caribbean people, and we're gonna put our best foot forward and represent them as best as we can. Obviously, Matt, as I always do, Dominica remains very critical in my mind as it relates to how I present on behalf of the region, and particularly my country. So I'll be supporting Mr. Farrell and the chairman very closely to ensure that our needs are adequately covered, and to the extent that they can be met, that they are done so.
But Darwin, I know, of course, you are, of course, speaking to the meeting this morning, and maybe sometime tomorrow as well. But speak to us about the concerns of Caribbean port managers, the implications or repercussions, this war in the of course the Middle East, and the repercussions for the Caribbean region. What are your port managers saying in terms of what is to come? Are you very concerned?
Well, I think everyone is concerned. We're not just port managers, but everyone is concerned. These are turbulent times. Lots of uncertainty abounds. The global markets are not very happy. There's no consistent pattern. 1 minute it's good, 1 minute it's not. And so those inconsistency breeds the type of negative financial impacts that we see with rising cost of fuel, rising cost of services, and limitations as far as shipping is concerned. From the Caribbean, with the immediate challenge won't be a transport problem necessarily, except the cost of transport will go up. In some areas of the world, there is a transport problem, as ships have to find longer routes to travel. So for us,
Darwin, hold on. So it means that as you say, that the prices on the shelf, if increased, they're worried about increase in terms of shipping, prices will immediately, if you will, go up on the shelves.
I won't be able to speak of the immediacy of those adjustments. What I could say is, if fuel prices go up, shipping prices are going to go up. It's just obvious. And I have had discussions with 5 of the shipping lines that serve the.
Are you there? Trying to get reconnected there with Mr. Darwin Telmac, the port manager of Antigua, Dominican. Trying to see if we can get reconnected in a minute. I think we were talking to Darwin Telmac as it relates to the challenges, given what's going on in the Middle East. Yes, Darwin, continue.
Yeah, I was saying I can't speak of the immediacy of the impact, but definitely you're going to have, if the price of fuel continues to spike. Now, last week it dropped. That's good. But then it went back up because there's so much uncertainty floating around right now. So one, is hard to predict. However, if the prices go up in the Gulf and around the world, our shipping prices will go up, and there'll be some impact at the point of sale.
Wow, we have to brace ourselves, I imagine.
The extent of that would depend on how long this issue continues. It seems like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Every day we remain optimistic that it will go away. Nonetheless, you can never tell. There are some hopeful people, and then there are some irrational people that are in the midst of this whole thing. So we are not able to control the events. We can just plan for them. So at this point, I would say let's brace ourselves and hope that it ends very soon. If it ends soon, we would probably dodge a bullet. If not, then we would see some increases in shipping prices. It won't initially be extensive, but if it continues for a long period, then it could go up and up if the prices continues to go up. So I don't expect to see a massive shocking transformation in shipping costs, but we could see some initial movement, and if it lasts for longer, it will continue to, of course, spike, and that would be the problem. Hopefully, with the prospects of the U.S. midterm elections coming, that they are able to hurry up and wrap up this thing so it doesn't continue for too much longer.
You seem very optimistic.
You have to be. That is the nature of how you plan. You plan for eventualities, but you stay optimistic and you hope for the best. Clarity of mind is needed, Matt, as you assist in mapping the future for the entities that you manage, the people that you work for. You want to make sure that you stay focused on all of the parameters. Don't get clouded by just the personal thoughts that you may have, but keep a broad, objective, open mind, and that helps.
Okay, Mr. Darwin Telmac, thank you for joining us out of Washington this morning. Thank you, of course, for extending sympathies to our own port manager who passed on Friday. Our deepest sympathies to the family in France. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. All right, Matt.
Thank you. Darwin Telmac extending his sympathies to the family in France and, of course, workers at the Dominican port. Mr. Ian Peanut was scheduled to be at that meeting today. Our deepest sympathies again. And Mr. Telmac is the chairman of the regional group. We're going to come back after this. Thank you.
We're at the different phases in life. We move at a different pace. All we need is to be supported. That's when the baby's coming, business needs revamping, the new job started, and you need an outfit. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up. The wedding's planning, rent due dates coming. Momentum is your support financing. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up.
Take advantage of NCCU's Momentum Loan and get the support you need for whatever stage you are in life with a tiered interest rate and exclusive emergency fund component. Let NCCU's Momentum hook you up. Call 255-2126. Email membercare@nccudominican.com or visit any NCCU location for more details. Your phase, your pace, our support.
Ever wondered what's in your milk? These are the following benefits of Distinction milk. It's a great source of calcium and protein, vitamin A and C added. It's definitely not the filled milk like some of the other brands. Distinction milk texture and taste is great for shakes, baking, pouring cream, and is side for mashed potatoes and much more. Even better, because of its rich texture, Distinction evaporated milk can be stretched. Isn't it great to know what's in your milk? Distinction milk, distributed by Pinecliff Inc.
I will stop saying it's the bow, the arrow. I might say it's the arrowhead, the space repair scene. And he said it's the bow and Jada pulling that.
They don't know why they partying and studying. They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country they be stabilizing.
His verbs explode in cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars, emblazoned on the human scape destinies timeless clock. Oh, it stars good talk.
Party on Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM this Friday, April 25th, 10:45 a.m. Special guests include Annie Aaron, also Luis, Val Young Copy, Honorable Ray Blackmore, Father Branker John, Johnson Boston, singing Sandy and more. Pat Aaron Tribute Part 3 this Friday on Q95 FM. A Creole Handbook Q95 FM, TNO, Multi Solutions Inc., and Pavel Syrup presentation. Manchester. Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars on the last Thursday of each month. AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Nine o'clock, we continue at the talk on the hot set. Last week, Friday, we had a very interesting presentation there by Mr. Simeon Joseph. On the weekend, my phone was bombarded for a replay of the comments of Mr. Simeon Joseph, who spoke of the need to bring this country together, especially the opposition forces. So I decided again this morning to present that presentation there, done by Simeon on Friday. Mr. Simeon Joseph.
My name is Simeon Joseph.
All right.
And, I am wondering as I sit and I listen and I read and everything. Matt, what is happening to Dominica, number one? And to the extent that there are people in Dominica today who do not realize, and I'll say it again as I've said it before, that Dominica needs saving. Dominica needs rescuing. Dominica needs a group of men and women who are going to come together to rescue this country from the economic, social, political, moral, and ethical decay that it is in now. And man, I feel very sorry for the ordinary supporters of the United Workers' Party, those people who have been in the wilderness for 26 years holding on to the party. All the people who have sacrificed their children, their wives, their jobs, their positions for their continued and dedicated support of the UWP. All the people from Marigot and Salisbury who have been tear-gassed and who have been brought before the court, and all those who have suffered grievously for supporting the United Workers' Party. I feel sorry for the young people of Dominica who are in a state of bewilderment as to where to go and what to think. I feel sorry for the supporters of the Dominica United Workers' Party who for years have been waiting to see their party back in power. I feel sorry for all the candidates of the UWP from 2000 to now who had made ultimate sacrifice and who have gone to the great beyond. People like Paul Joseph and all these other die-hard UWP supporters who were longing to see a return of the UWP back in power today. And Matt, when I see that the United Workers' Party has the greatest chance now because of the economic situation in Dominica, because of the humdrum situation that Dominica is in now, that because of every narrative, every messaging, every situation in Dominica, the crime situation, the social situation, the economic situation, where Dominica is now, this is a ripe and prime time for any opposition party to gain the reins of government and to remove this type of government that we have in power. Matt, I want to say shame on all those who are operating behind the scenes to continue to spread acrimony, division, suspicion, and foul among the rank and file of the United Workers' Party. Shame on them. Whether you support Thompson Fountain, whether you support the current leader, the past leader, or anybody, shame on you. All those of you who are in the background, causing strife and division and rancor and acrimony and suspicion among the rank and file of the United Workers' Party, to give the grand mass of the United Workers' Party the kind of hope that they need to know that the party that they have sacrificed for, that the party that they have held on to, that the party that they have given their all for, right, is in the state that it is in today. But I've listened to Hillary Shillingford, and quite frankly, I was very upset at him a few days ago, and I would like to say, listening to him today, I respect him for going publicly on the radio and apologize about what he said about Mr. Paris. But man, I would like to appeal to the UW people again to stop that nonsense that they're doing. If they are supporters of any former leader of the United Workers' Party who is causing and creating any stir of confusion and division, they need to stop. If there is any supporter of the current leadership of the United Workers' Party, political leader anyway, who is instigating or encouraging any form of disunity and disharmony and putting all kind of negative thoughts in the head of any leadership of the United Workers' Party, I want to appeal to them today to stop. What is their objective? And if there are any people, rank and file in the United Workers' Party, or any laborite who is behind the scenes creating a stir of confusion and allowing the UWP to be where it is today, I would like to appeal to them to stop that deception. So, Matt, I think we're at the stage. Today is Friday. We have come to the end of a week, okay, of a lot of back and forth among all kind of things. And Matt, you know, it is so shameful. I listen to Lennox to his heart. I have read a lot of statements about Delbert Paris. I have read a lot of things about Leonard Clinton. I've seen things about Thompson Fountain. But when are people going to come to their senses? Is that what Dominica needs now? Matt, let me tell you something. Do you know now in Dominica that there is not one major manufacturing company in Dominica?
True.
That there are very few exports leaving the Deepwater Harbor now to be exported to any country in the Caribbean or the wider world, including water or agricultural produce. So we're hardly manufacturing anything. We are hardly exporting anything. Do you know, Matt, that in spite of the utterances of the Ministry of Tourism, that in tourism product in Dominica is in abeyance compared to what happens in St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Kitts, and other countries, we are far from achieving our optimum. Do you know now in Dominica, Matt, that more three major projects, the tram project, the airport, the marina, have never received a planning permission to go ahead? Do you know, Matt, now that the hospital, I have two people in the hospital who have been there for the past week. And Matt, if you have to listen to the stories of the lack of proper care and medication and everything that is at the hospital, and I'm sure there's not one case. If you speak to firemen now in Dominica, Matt, they are insecure based on the amount of equipment that they have. Do you know, Matt, that if you speak to 10 young people in Dominica, 9 of them want to leave because they see no opportunities? Matt, do you know that the average Dominican doesn't have a proper saving, cannot afford to have life insurance or health insurance? And do you know that the majority of Dominicans are living from hand to mouth? If you speak to people with the finance, they will tell you public servants now are living from month to month. Out of these much bigger issues that people have to focus on to ensure that the livelihoods and the life and the future of Dominica is enhanced and Dominicans have a greater opportunity to become better citizens than they are today. These are bigger issues. And I want to make a very public appeal to the leaders of the UWP now that I would like to hear them go on the radio and distance themselves from any negative statement that is made by any one of their people against any leader any leadership of the UWP, one, and secondly, to denounce it. Distance themselves from it and denounce it. That is true leadership. And I would like to appeal to all the other sinister politicians out there who are digging into the disunity of the United Workers' Party to come clean and to stop this nonsense, sinister, behind-the-scene motives of undermining the UWP for their own political gain, because it's happening, and we know that. And enough of this eye for this and eye for that one. Enough of eye for Paul and eye for police. Dominica doesn't need that. What Dominica needs now is a strong platform of unity. What Dominica needs now is a strong, united army. What Dominica needs now is sound and purposeful and decisive leadership. What Dominica needs now is a bunch of men and women who are able to jump on the bandwagon and to destroy that level of bad governance and everything that is Dominica, put their personalities, their differences, their ideologies aside, and to dedicate themselves to whatever party they belong. As I told you, I'm not in favor of no coalition, because 100% of the coalitions in the world do not stand. Check Europe, check Trinidad, check Guyana, check any country that has gone coalition. It does not work. It falls apart. Unity doesn't necessarily mean coalition. If you support the Freedom Party, be a strong Freedomite. If you support the United Workers' Party, be a strong United Workers' Party supporter. If you want to go and support the Joshua Party, be a strong Joshua Party. But be dedicated to your party. Stop sending mixed signals. Be dedicated to who you say you support. Put your shoulder to the wheel and move forward. I would like to call on everybody who does not support this current waste of time government that we have. And if you say you're supporting whichever political party, time to put your individual boots on the ground and start working with your neighbor, with your friend, with your family, with your wife, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with the youth of Dominica, and anybody that you can influence to let them know that their life can be better if this government is out of power. It is time for Dominica to get a new lease on life. And it is time for people who say that they support a political party to stop listening to gossip and warmongering and suspicious statements and the undermining of each other and the pointing fingers of each other and raising accusation. And I would dare say, Matt, as a result, any Dominican, be there Freedom, UWP or UPP, who is called upon to serve this country, do so. Because Dominica does not belong to Roosevelt Skerritt and the Dominican Labour Party alone. And I heard Lennox denying the fact that he was asked to be president. Do you know that would be a formidable thing? If Lennox will become president tomorrow for Skerritt, let me see Skerritt tell Lennox what to do. So anybody, as far as I'm concerned, can be called on any level to assume any position in any government as long as they have a citizenship and a passport belonging to the Commonwealth of Dominica. The positions in government do not belong to the Labour Party alone. They belong to all Dominicans. When Eugenia Charles called Francis Senior to be president of Dominica, he was not Freedomite. He was not Freedomite because she saw something in him that beckoned him to be the head of state, and he was a damn good head of state. And so anybody in any constituency, any village, what they have to do is maintain their integrity. Getting a job from Skerritt doesn't necessarily mean you have to become a Labourite. Integrity is what matters, because when you are serving in any position of government, you are serving the country of Dominica. And so people must stop those suspicious little innuendos of spreading lies and rumors about each other, because it does no good. Enough of this eye for this one and eye for that one. Enough of this one for this one and this one for this one. Enough of all this nonsense Facebook posts of undermining each other. Who you think benefits? When this bunch of idiotic UWP supporters, whoever they support, go on Facebook and blast UWP people, who you think is benefiting? It's not benefiting the United Workers' Party. One, it's creating confusion in the minds of people who would like to support the UWP. It's creating confusion and how you call it, neutrality among the youth of Dominica. It's creating confusion in the minds of people who, even Labourites who do not support the current Labour Party government, but wish to hold on to something else. Why are people so vindictive to their own self? How can this opposition party be so self-destructive? How can these people who say they want to see an end of the current regime in Dominica be fighting each other like crabs in a barrel, like rodents and like snakes, spending venom at each other and hoping to win an election? I think it is time that they come to their senses, and it is sinful, it is demonic, it is evil, right? It is ominous, and they are allowing them to be used by the evil one, because you know what, Matt? Scripture says the thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And if you say that you support an opposition party and you are doing things of destruction and lies and manipulation among your own ranks, it means you are of the devil. You are being used by the evil one, because the evil one does not like to see unity. The evil one loves division. And you are planting seeds and sowing seeds of division among your own selves. A house divided against itself cannot stand. It's either united we stand or divided we fall. And I like to call on all lawyers, all medical people, all ordinary people, all people who are in Thompson stamp and Leonard stamps and whatever they are in, back off from the nonsense that they are doing. Big people don't behave that way. Children, in the illiterate, uneducated, vile, coward children are those who fight in the schoolyard. And any leader of the United Workers' Party, inside or outside, who is aware of anyone who is causing this level of acrimony and nonsense and not standing up to their own and say, hey, stop it. This is not good. It is not helping me. It is not helping the party. It is not helping the purpose of what we are doing, and distance themselves from them. Because if there are 5 or 10 people who are influencing Dr. Thompson negatively, if there are 5 or 10 people who are influencing Ronald Charles negatively, if there are 5 or 10 people who are influencing Claudia Stanford or any one of the people negatively, if there are 5 or 10 people who are influencing Lennox negatively, all of the people is to cast these people aside. Because the majority of the people who want to see the better for Dominica are far outnumbering these idiots who are spreading division and rancor among the ranks of the opposition. Cast them aside. They can do without their votes. We can do without their support. We can do without their kind of acrimony and their kind of backbiting and backstabbing kind of thing. We can do without them. Right? And I want to appeal to this. And I'm going down the line. The political leader of the United Workers' Party must tell all the people who are influencing him negatively, get behind me, Satan. Anybody who supported the president of the United Workers' Party and that they have to tell them, get behind me, Satan. Anybody who's influencing Delbert Lennox or anybody and giving them any negativity, you have to tell them, get behind me, Satan. Because what you are telling me is not for the good. Anybody who supports this unity is of the devil. And we have to put Satan behind the UWP. And I want to call all the people of the United Workers' Party who roll in their rosaries, who go into church, who believe in God, to putting your knee on the ground for the deliverance of the United Workers' Party. Because they are being ruled by all kind of evil intentions. And all these people who say they go to anybody in Dominica to do support the United Workers' Party, go on your knees, start praying, start lifting your arms in prayer so that party can be delivered. Because I'm convinced it is overridden by the evil one. Everything you hear. The United Workers' Party has always been a party of good intentions. The United Workers' Party has always been a party with the forward-thinking philosophy of the forward movement of Dominica. Let's look at what the United Workers' Party was able to accomplish in 4.5 years. Look at the people and the track of people who have always gone up for the United Workers' Party. They have been far superior to any bunch of candidates of the Dominican Labour Party, going back to 2000. The slate of 2000 candidates were an incredible book of people. Same thing as 2005 and 2009 and 2015. They were a formidable bunch of people. So for Dominicans a better option and a better choice for the deliverance of Dominica. But where they are today, I think in spite of their best intentions, they are allowing themselves to be poisoned by selfishness, by dualism, by duality, by lack of straightforwardness, perhaps by lies, perhaps by deception, perhaps by all sorts of backstabbing mentalities. And you know, I have been a victim of it too, you know. There are people who support the United Workers' Party who have said all kinds of things about me, right? People who support either side. And I'm aware of it. I won't go on the radio and say, I don't have to confront them because I know anybody who behaves that way cannot have the best interest of anything at heart. So all the thousands of Dominicans who have United Workers' Party over the years, right? Sometimes maybe what they should do is take these young men, you know, before when the Catholic Church couldn't decide on a pope, and they took them and they threw them in a room for 338 days until they could elect a pope, because that's why the country, they need to take all of them and lock them in a room with no doors and no windows. And let me see, and tell them, unless they unite, we're not going to open the door for them to come out. Nonsense. Enough of this nonsense now. We must stop and stop once and for all.
All right, Simeon. Thank you. Stop once and for all. That's how we're going to wrap it up there for the Friday afternoon. Wow.
Last year, his song was voted the #1 song in Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking about Little Black Boy, the reigning monarch of Trinidad and Tobago. Name of the song, Unity. Let's welcome Winston Peters, the Gypsy.
Move forward on the United Front there. What is all this fighting about? That was Simeon Joseph last Friday afternoon.
What does it take to unite a multiracial nation where our history shows up great divisions of the past? And there are those who for years have seen themselves as powerless. Now they have finally attained the power they seek at last. Now would there ever be a distribution of equity that's fair? Or would there be this attitude of self-preservation and I don't care? I am just warning if that is so. It would not be the way to go, else there would be a fracture and tear. A gulf wide enough that time and all can't repair. And it's gonna take a long time, I know.
Preach it, Simeon, preach it. Or you not Zafag and son, just say go now, go fam. Stop behaving like children, boy. Or you want to put your spirit and or just causing confusion into the in the party. My brother, preach it. If I was in Dominica, I check your toe, boy.
It's gonna take a long time. Oh yeah.
Boy, I love that Mr. Joseph. He always thinking good for Dominica. Well said, well said.
All actions must eradicate traces of alienation. If we are serious.
Why this fighting? Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes.
Matt,
yeah.
Good morning.
Morning to you. Morning.
Matt, I didn't hear it Friday, but I heard this morning. It's very, very good. That was a very, I would call that a speech of the century.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice.
You love it.
Two people together. Yes. I love it, man. That man is a powerful man. That man is a strong-minded person. I know him personally, but the names is always on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I too are very embarrassed by what's going on. Yes, I've been a United Workers' Party supporter from the time they come on the scene. Imagine I overheard there were a party coming up with Mr. James and Timothy. I said, what? And I was a very young man. That was maybe my first time going to vote. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I joined the clique, and because I see it's a very good, strong team with solid men of business, and wish well for the country. You know, so I support every political party with 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not the party, but every leader of the political party. 100%. Right? I delegate conference, I vote for the delegate, and I like things. I would support anybody that the delegate give the support. Anybody who would win during that time, I would support up to this present time. It doesn't matter who the delegate and vote, I will be 100% behind them. Is it right? That's why I feel in way. I feel in bad for how Dominic, our party is doing now. Because we've been championing a cause for the pastime of our crooked country. Dominica is not the way it's supposed to be. Dominica is just an illegal country. Dominica has nothing positive for the young people. Nothing positive for the people who was middle class become poor people. No, Dominica doesn't have middle class people. It's either the rich or the poor, right? So I see no reason why we should not come together. Doesn't matter who wins. Let's support. Let's come together. The political party of Dominic of the future, right? All of us. There are people who crying. They don't want to support the Labour Party anymore. So they're looking for the United Workers Party. Well, a young man tell me, my brother, boy, my was for the UWP, but right now I don't know who to vote because what are going on there in the party not looking well for the country. Young people saying that, my brother. So we have to stop that and we have to come together. We have to come together for the betterment of Dominica. And let us rally with who here. The leaders, who are the leaders? Those past leaders, the present leaders will be coming, all of us join together as one. And let's defeat that Labour Party. That is the time to go. Let's do it. Let's go back. Let's stand together, man. Sometimes it has given me a kind of singing my voice. Like I'm ready to cry. What are you talking about? Anyway,
thank you, my brother. Thank you. Brother Simeon Joseph, take a bow. Huh?
And the last thing unity wants is total polarization.
Hello, talk to me. Good morning. Yes.
Matt,
yes, Marlon.
Imagine that, right? Weekend, I was meditating on Mr. Simeon Joseph, the wise man from north, east, west, south. And I will never forget that name I give him, the wise man. Weekend, I meditating on him. And I say, I forget to tell you to replay him for either Monday or for the weekend. Bear me in mind, please. Because like Matt, on a Friday, we don't have nothing on none of the radio. It's CWO on all radio. Saturday, we don't have nothing. On Sunday, well, we have something on DBS Saturday on Kyrie, but I want all you to have some program like on a Friday, a Saturday, or Sunday. All you people, you see Simeon, I salute to him. And you know where I born? When I hear he say about, they going to church and they're kneeling down and all them things. But if you are sin, right? I hear a lot of callers asking to come together as one, right? But they're not together, you know. Some have a lot of hatred in their heart. Some have a lot of division, jealousy. Some putting confusion between other callers, confusion. You have to check yourself first. Take off whatever in your mind. I doesn't call about come together as one, because I just say I would love to see Dominica come together as one. Everybody come together as one. But Matt, as Simeon was saying, too much division.
All right, Marlon, thank you.
Real division. And the last thing unity wants is total polarization.
There's so many callers calling, so try to keep your contribution short. And hello, talk to me. Yes,
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning to you. Morning.
And good morning to Dominica. But I've not heard Simeon fall anything short of being powerful, inspiring. Simeon is a patriotic Dominican man. And nobody can take that away from him. I really wish he go further and continue with that, bringing all the pieces together, because I've looked at him and his life, and he's a man that should be able to bring people together. One of his points he made, Matt, is that coalition doesn't work. And everybody, if you have strong UWP, support your UWP, if you have strong, we have to forget party. Because in certain conditions, party cannot cut it, Matt. For example, I'll give you a classic example, Matt, yeah?
Yep.
2000 collision, which,
Yes, I'm saying, go ahead. Yes.
in the 2000 collision, which I was a part of, when Savin was made to run Rosso Central, David Bruni was the candidate of the Labour Party. Cedric Barron and I took on our own without the knowledge of the Labour Party, of the Freedom Party. Because I saw clearly there were people within the Freedom Party who was prepared to sacrifice the Freedom Party for the Labour Party. And that's where Ruzi started disliking me, man. And what I did, me and Barron did, man, we went to Labour office and we told them if they do not take out David Bruni, we were going to shut down the negotiation. You heard me, man?
I'm right here.
And we insisted that they should take out David Bruni. And last week they took out David Bruni, man. Even if his name appeared on the ballot. But there was no more campaigning for him, man. And at the end, Savin won by 5 votes, man. Can you imagine if the Taron family had voted for David at the time? So we did that all by ourselves, something of the party, and that saved Savin. So I'm saying that to say, man, we cannot sit down and say workers should support workers solid, freedom should support freedom solid. We have to forget, abandon the issue of whether we support that party. We have to see where our vote, how strategic we can vote to take off the Labour Party at this time. That is my view, man. You understand what I'm saying, that?
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot stick to our party. That party thing is a selfish thing. Look at the easiest way to 11 seats. Don't look at a party and say, oh, freedom to have, cannot be seats. That will make you lose the election. Maybe, sorry, man, maybe the 20 or 50 people that freedom can swing in a constituency that will help make UWP with the other parties make an opposition party to push out UWP. So we have to be careful. Looking at it as other parties are strong. UWP is so strong and they cannot take government for 26 years. And I just want that the talk of division, I want that to be a thing of the past. And I think he should add to that speech. He should add to that speech, man.
Mm-hmm.
We must, all the detractors, wait, I look that he must, sorry, I get it now.
Yes.
We must move, add to that speech. I talk in Taro, man. I don't want to break up if the breaking of my call.
Okay.
That speech. Thompson Fontaine is the leader of the party at this time, and everybody must stand behind Thompson Fontaine. When you decide to check out Thompson Fontaine, then whoever comes up, the whole party, including Thompson, stand behind that person. So everybody who say they genuinely want to see a change from the Labour Party to another party, everybody who say they are genuine UWP supporter, they must stand behind Thompson Fontaine. And let's move the Labour administration. That is what we have to do, man. And we must not fall short calling for everybody to rally behind the leader of the party, man. That's my contribution.
Thank you.
And it's gonna take a long time, I know. It's gonna take a long time, bro. But it's gonna take time, it's gonna take love, it's gonna take trust. And it's gonna take...
Hello, talk to me. Yes. Good morning.
Morning, Matt.
Morning.
Matt, boots on the ground, boots in the air, Matt. Matt, I'm here this morning to endorse Simeon Joseph. Matt, you have been hearing me over and over calling that man name as the quality of leadership in Dominica forward movement. Matt, you have been hearing me calling a number of people. I don't leave out Lennox Linton because there is something that I know personally about that gentleman. Matt, you cannot tell Lennox white is black. And you cannot tell Lennox you slap a man in his face, and then you turn around and say, I did not slap him, and expect, doesn't matter what you tell Lennox, that you're going to make it clear to him. Not just Lennox, not a number of people out there, as Simeon say, is very positive contributors to the betterment of Dominica. What they have left in their life, including me, is to see Dominica better. Matt, we know that Dominica was better, many, many years better than it is today, doesn't matter what they talk about development. Matt, our children, our poor people children used to eat with pride. Matt, our poor people used to share with each other. I don't want to take too long. I just want to endorse what Simeon said. And to push it further, I would like Simeon. He is a man of influence. Honorable Simeon Joseph, I start in it. This is a man that can serve in government as a leader. Because when he says yes, it's yes. I see two people that have the same principle I can put together. Lennox Linton, Simeon Joseph. Is two that will not tell you the opposite in the right place. They will tell you what is right and what is wrong. Matt, these people need to sit down, call each other. Simeon Joseph, I challenge you, sir. I did sometime in the past try to pull certain fractions of UWP together, and it was refused. To humble, to bend their knees or bend their arms and say, let us sit down and settle it out. I tried my best. Mr. Simeon Joseph, with the power of God, I pray that the Father give you the strength, the influence, the power to get men of good quality together, sit down and iron out United Workers' Party as a united party to move forward and to move Dominica forward. I have plenty more to say, but I will stop because I want to let Simeon Joseph today stand Honorable Simeon Joseph before this. Thank God and bye-bye.
It's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. But it's gonna take a long, long, long time. No, oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. All right. You must never practice the things that in the past you criticize. Because if you do, it just helps to leave this nation more traumatized. And there's nothing worse than mistrust to create real division. And the last thing unity wants is total polarization. No political oligarchy should ever be allowed to develop. And racism, no matter how disguised, would have to stop. Don't make unity a puppy show. Just remember I told you so. It would not be the way to go. As the darkest cloud would cover up our rainbow. And it's gonna take a long time, I know. It's gonna take a long time, bro. And it's gonna take time, it's gonna take love, it's gonna take trust. And it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take a long, long time, I know. It's gonna take a lot of time to grow. And it's gonna take time, it's gonna take trust. And then it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take it's gonna take I know it's gonna take the Indian, the Chinese, the African, and the Syrian man, and everyone who stayed at home to them is this land. It's gonna take gonna take, it's 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 gonna take, well, it's gonna take love, it's gonna take trust, then it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. Thank you. Oh yeah. All right. You must never practice the things that in the past you criticize. Because if you do, it just helps to leave this nation more traumatized. And there's nothing worse than mistrust to create real division. And the last thing unity wants is total polarization. No political oligarchy should ever be allowed to develop. And racism, no matter how disguised, would have to stop. Don't make unity a puppy show. Just remember I told you so. It would not be the way to go. As the darkest cloud would cover up our rainbow. And it's gonna take a long time, I know. It's gonna take a lot of time, bro. But it's gonna take time, it's gonna take love, it's gonna take trust. And it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take a long time, I know. It's gonna take a lot of time to grow. And it's gonna take time, it's gonna take trust. And then it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us.
Hello, talk to me. Good morning.
Matt, good morning again.
Morning to you.
Matt, you always have the right song for the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, this one is live because I have the other version.
Okay.
That one is live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Matt, let me say good morning to Simeon Joseph. Matt, I don't know. But Simeon, there's not a job that you cannot do. And no job in high office is too big for you. You will handle it. This man is a very educated man. Very, very educated. And he can speak and he know what he's talking about. And when he says something, he know what he's saying. Kudos to you, Simeon. I always love to hear you. So continue your good work, my boy. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's gonna take love, it's gonna take trust. And it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take a long time, I know. It's gonna take a lot of time to grow. And it's gonna take trust. And then it's gonna take you, it's gonna take me, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take.
Hello, talk to me. Yes. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you. Morning.
Pat,
I'm here.
Pat, is this a replay you play on Simeon or Simeon make this?
No.
This morning?
I played. I will replay from Friday afternoon.
A replay from Friday afternoon. Matt, when I listened to Simeon Joseph this morning there, because I didn't hear it on Friday, I heard it this morning. It makes me to understand that God is intervening in the United Workers' Party. And that's the reason why I tell you God is intervening in the United Workers' Party. God has been using people like Simeon in some mighty way. Because the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturday, the United Workers' Party was invited in the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturday, and we represent in big numbers there, the executive members. And when I listened to the pastor preach, I turned to the leader, which is Dr. Thompson Fountain, and I asked him, did you tell the pastor what to preach about? And he watched me and tell me he don't even know the pastor, but he said, tell him what to preach about. But the pastor was preaching about a tree that was planted in the middle of a garden. And the master came and said that he want that tree to be to cut down because that tree was not producing fruit. So it was making no sense to be in his garden. And he wanted that tree out, cut it out, because he not seeing no result. The gardener tell the master, give me 1 more year, and I will promise you that that tree will bear fruit. And if it doesn't bear fruit in 1 year, then you can cut it down. You can do whatever you want with it. Cut it down. And the master told him, all right, I'm going to give you that year. And the story says that he dig around the tree. He fertilized the tree. He pruned the tree. So he assists that tree to grow, to continue growing. And not after that year, that tree bear fruit. So it was no longer had to cut no more. But that message tells me that why others is blaming Dr. Thompson Fountain to carry the load of Dominica and the load of the United Workers' Party and saying that he's not doing anything. All Dr. Thompson Fountain need is help. As long as he have help around him, and the people will come around him, and they will work towards that goal to at least secure Dominica, at least to save Dominica from this regime that is there now. All we need is to help Dr. Thompson Fountain. And as long as we can work with him, and we can make him be a successful leader to win the next general election in Dominica, Dominica is going to be a better place. But Dominica cannot be a better place if we are divided. Dominica cannot be better if we sit on the side and blaming Dr. Thompson Fountain, blaming the United Workers' Party. And as Simeon say, the only way we can be successful if we come together as one people and do what we have to do and support the United Workers' Party. But in closing, when we come together, it is the beginning. But when we work together, it is progress. But when we stick together, that brings successful. And in order for us to be successful, we have to work together. And that is the only way we can take out Roosevelt's capitalist government on our back and liberate Dominica and make Dominica be a better place to live. Have a good morning.
Thank you. This one from Blessings, Terry Leon, 2026, called Blessings. Another request this morning.
I'm tired and I'm worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. But my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the friends and the faith that's required. Amen. For my people to not lose their fire. For those who suffer in silence. Grant them wisdom, cure, clarity and guidance. Pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, so don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. So all you who don't can lose it. That's the congregation. And I need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing.
9:44. Hello, talk to me. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matt.
Morning to you. Yeah.
We have to, you see, every time God is about to do a work, the devil and his agents always come and ring a bell, say it cannot work because of this and because of that, because of this unity, because he don't have this, he don't have that, and it's never easy road. It's always a hard road. It's a road that you have to have patience, you have to have understanding, you have to have long suffering. The fruits of the Spirit will get you through, And I've always been saying that with all the noise that have been going around with UWP and all them different things, I've been a supporter. I say it's really support the leader. He was the one elected. He might not be your choice or my choice, but he is the choice of the party. And we rally around the choice of the party in unity for a purpose. Because we all know we need a change in the country after 30 years of this government. We're not getting any better. Things keep going up, prices going up, salaries stagnant. I don't know, the International Monetary Fund say we're having growth and this. I don't know where it's coming from. We're not exporting anything. We're not producing anything. We're not doing anything. We go in the market on Saturday and you have more fruits than people. You have more, you're not seeing people. I can remember in the 90s when you go in the market, when it was market day, Friday, Saturday, you don't have space to pass. You understand? No, and we can all accept the fact that Lennox Clinton is a very, very intelligent man. He was the one who inspired me to register to vote for the first time. I enjoyed listening to him. I enjoyed his character. I enjoyed his plans and all those different things. His time has passed. And I keep saying, why don't he do what Edison James did for him and stay quiet? Why does he always want to come and speak and his speeches never bring unity, but it brings division and skepticism? You understand? And I think with his intelligence, he knows that. And the only reason we can look at, if we have to go back, if we have to know all these facts, is maybe he's being bought by Skerritt as another one who's been bought by Skerritt. Because why would you do something like that if you have an intention to remove this government in power? Regardless of what personal attributes you have with the leader, you speak to him private. You have his number, ask somebody for his number. Call a meeting, talk to the man private. But outside, you send a message of unity. Because you have a great following of people. People look up to you. People are inspired by you. But then you come with this kind of a division, kind of a thing that doesn't help the situation.
Well, I don't know from my just listen to Lennox there on Friday. I don't know if you say, only thing I heard Lennox say is that Thompson style is somewhat different of him, and he's made it clear to Mr. Thompson Fontaine. But I don't think he was preaching division, though. I don't think he was.
No, but when he come out saying that Thompson Fontaine is not talking about something Viva Mamo preach, talk about on Facebook, and why Thompson Fontaine have to talk about Viva Mamo independently spoke about on a social media page?
Mm-hmm.
He have never spoken about anything Viva Mamo spoke about during his time. That is not an official policy of the Labour Party. And he said in his speech that Thompson Fontaine, like he separated himself from the stalwarts of the party. The stalwarts of the party should humble and be under the leader that was chosen for the party, for the sake of the party and the country.
All right, caller, let's take another phone call. All right. Thank you. Your point is that they should get together with the party, huh? Somebody's asking a question. I think I heard that question for the second time for the past week, whether the computers at the registry is working, because some people have been going there and the message they receive is that the computer may not be working. I'll try to find out a little more. Interesting that would be, huh? As it relates to the birth certificates not being printed. Hello, talk to me. I'll get more information. Are you there, caller?
Good morning, Mr. Peltier. How are you?
Morning to you. How are you?
I'm good. Matt, I heard a caller talking about what Lincoln said on Friday and all of that. Now, I think we, the people of Dominica, need to learn to put those things aside, unite, put all those types of things aside. Matt, Simeon is doing his best, and I know this man means well for the country. People of Dominica, let us put those nonsense type of things aside and let us come together for the development of Dominica. Not your own personal gain of who this and who that, but for the country's sake, so that we can save the country and the young people in this land, man. Too many people have left this country for greener pastures, where we can develop this country in the best way. Unity is what we need. Unity is strength. And that's what we need. Put those kind of talks aside, those kind of negative things aside about who said this and who said that. And let's come together as Simeon is saying, and let's build a country in the best way possible. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day. Let's take a voice note here at this time. Yes.
Matt, I'm gonna tell you like I said Friday on a voice note I sent you. I didn't hear it, but what Simeon has just put down there last week, I heard when he came out, when you played it first last week, when he was on the radio, man. It's what I've always tell you. How mediocrity, we practice the kind of mediocrity, really elementary type politics. And what most of all that's killing that kind of politics, man, tribalism. We practice too much tribalism in our politics and our daily life on a whole. These are the things that keep back African people, man. The tribalism. Take it from them.
Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mouth. I pray your strength and we and so that
Somebody said supporters getting distracted and staying too long on one area. But while attention is given to the UWP re-establishing and moving forward, much focus needs to be directed at the electoral office and the electoral process that go well and in time for elections. Good morning to you, Mount Faustin. I hope you're doing well.
with you, we walking through the fire. To make it, we must come together. To build safer communities. Enjoy the life that you give me. You are a feeling to behold. Guide on straying souls. God bless no man love. Speak it in the universe. Passage of the protection along the way.
It's Monday. Good morning. Good morning, Martin, and good morning to my fellow Dominicans. I hope everybody's doing well and feeling refreshed and is ready to go to work. Let's go, Matt. Unity. I completely endorse. I am endorsing what Simeon laid down thick on Friday, Matt. I am endorsing that. And, you know, I'm thinking that some people should think and be smarter than that. I'll tell you what, Matt. The Labour Party actually have their people who are there, and their sole purpose is to try to destroy the UWP, and especially any leader that comes in. The sad thing about it is members of the UWP, a lot of them executive members, fall in the trap. They start repeating. They start to spread the disease, according to this man. You know, they come over and they start to believe what the Labour Party is saying about their leader. You know, and the only person who keeps winning in that situation is Roosevelt Scarrett. I mean, it is said the UWP, United Workers' Party, in your name, there's the word united. And that's what it's going to take. But, Matt, you know, I also tell myself, well, if the leaders don't want to unite, I mean, it's the people who vote. So the people can unite. Maybe the people, the citizens of Dominica, can show the leaders how it is done. Because at the end of the day, it's the people who are voting. So the people need to come together. The leaders don't want to. You, the people, come together. We must stop relying on one person or two people. That's the problem we have in Dominica. And when one person is gone, or one person dies, or one person is no longer around, everything falls down. You know? Perfect example of that. What happened to the walk every Wednesdays? Everybody relied on my dear Afi Martin. You know, there's too many people out there who could take up your role and do what you need to do for yourself, for your party, for your country, most importantly. And I totally agree with Mr. Joshua Francis. And this is why I'm supporting him. Because you know what? When he said, if the other people, the other leaders don't want to come together and unite, then their motives are not to save Madam Dominic. And me thinking the same way, I'm like, there you go, Josh. That's exactly what I'm thinking. The bottom line, after all is said and done, and what I'm thinking is like now, the ball is in your court. And you guys, if you drop this ball, I don't know. I'm following God and I'm beginning to cry for Dominica, because that's what was said when they asked God, when will Dominica begin to develop? And he started to cry. So I will be joining God to cry, Matt, if the oppositions in Dominica allow this ball to drop, because people and their egos and the crab in the barrel mentality. What is wrong with Black people? I said it. What is wrong with Black people who just cannot unite? And what sometimes seems like they're being united is because they're being forced to by a dictator. I'm just saying that this morning. Have a great day, everybody. Be smart, fellow citizens. Do not think about instant gratification. Think about your future, your child's. Because every 5 years, what you may need today, what you may need now, in the next 5 years, you're going to need even more, because by then you're older. Think about that. I'm good.
I am not worried, I'm not feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. But my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done, but still I kneel before you with a prayer song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. Pray for my people to not lose their fire. For those who suffer in silence. Grant them wisdom, cure, clarity and guidance.
Somebody says, good morning, man. I'm listening to Simeon's clip, and I'm listening to these discussions on this very critical and sensitive issue concerning the ongoing disunity among members of the UWP. Interestingly, Matt, this issue of disunity and confusion is not a simple one. This issue is spiritual driven. This issue was created and established with forceful powers to ensure that this confusion and hate exists with members and the party to benefit the ruling party. So you're saying the confusion is being caused by the incumbent Labour Party, huh? Hello, talk to me. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning to you. How are you
Well,
doing?
this is a lady. She hit the hammer right in the nail. And I think Black people, they need to unite. They need to love each other. Stop pulling down yourselves and come together. This is what it's all about. United we stand, divided we fall. This is my contribution today for Dominica.
Thank you. United we stand, divided we fall, yes?
Matt, good morning. Matt, in the 1980s and 90s when we were voting, and we did not have to vote for harm or cool out, everybody knew who they had to vote. Everybody knew what they wanted, and no Labour Party, no Freedom Party was being blamed for anything. Today we have United Workers Party, a party that has done well for Dominica, and people figure they don't want to vote them. They find all kind of excuses. Not everybody that is voting is an adult. But if people want to continue voting for their ham and their turkey and their cool out, why don't they vote for their ham and turkey and cool out and stop blaming United Workers' Party? The parties were not divided back then. Or even if it was divided, people still voted them. So why now do they have a problem? But Dominicans are free to vote wherever they want, Matt. When the price of sugar go up, it go up for all of us. When the gas go up, no tout ni pour payer. Matt, di Dominicain, chen koyo chill. Avec fait ça yo le fait. Mais les di fait tomber en commune. Pièce pour ne pas venir hele. Mais tout Alessa, you pick it up in Matt. Puyo Kui. Matt, good morning.
Pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their mind, God, don't let them lose control. Don't be sad and still no try.
Right, I'm just hoping that the information read the computers at the registry is not true, huh? Is it the case of no money to get the paper? Dominica need a blessing.
Good morning to you and all Dominicans. Matt, I just want to say that I thank Simeon for his perspective on the issue. I listened carefully this morning, and hopefully we all take heed. But what I will say, Matt, is that the supporters or private persons exercising their own personal views for or against is democracy at work. And supporting a party does not take away your rights to have differing views. So we should be very careful about the seeds of conformity that we are trying to sow, because it is not good for democracy. If we allow those seeds to germinate, it is going to grow into the same tree of evil, like the Labour Party tree that grew in Dominica. No matter what happens, they support you. Don't hear them talking out. This is what kills democracy. I believe the onus is on the leaders to unite the party, to come forward with unity, to set the example. But when you have people in the hierarchy of the party openly stating they are not supporting the leadership style of the current leader, what does that say for unity? The unity that is already fragmented, what does that say? Matt, shouldn't we always bear in mind that the delegates are the highest decision-making persons where electing a leader is concerned? I think the delegates have spoken. I think the delegates looked at this man and said, this is the person we believe can lead the party at this time. So why isn't that respected? Why isn't it supported? Matt, every leader comes with different leadership skills, It is not monotonous. Leadership is not monotonous. And it does not come with a blueprint of previous leaders. So it is time to stop insulting our intelligence. It is time to stop disrespecting people who have made real sacrifices. I heard an attack on Zed Lloyd, like, really? So when statements like that are made about Zed Lloyd, we ask, how do they think about other diasporans who have made real sacrifices? Zed Lloyd has made real sacrifices. Zed Lloyd has contributed significantly to the past leadership of the UWP. And to speak about him in inconsequential tones like that, make those kind of statements like that, Matt, it put a bad taste in diasporans' mouth. And a lot of diasporans are upset. This is not right. Even if we are upset as leaders, we have to know what to say. We cannot be portraying characteristics like that. It makes me remember when Skerrit said that diasporans were living in basements, in cold basements. That is what I align statements like that to. Matt, I don't. Until we see all the past leaders come together and support the leadership, come together in unity and say, that is wrong. We are sending out bad signals, a bad order to the rest of the party and the supporters. They have to bridge that faction. The supporters cannot bridge that faction. They cannot bridge that faction if the leadership is showing major infractions. So right now, supporters become like children. Don't say this, don't say that. Go and sit down over there. Come here, get up. Say that. How is that good for democracy? When the leaders can say what they want at all costs. So it's only the supporters in the diaspora that cannot say what they want. And then the supporters on the ground and everywhere else saying what they want. And it's only certain things that supporters say that gets pushed back on. I have seen a lot of statements made against Joshua Francis, against Thompson Fountain, against other persons, and I never hear anybody come up and defend it. Matt, we need to stop that. We need to stop that and move forward, because it is very disappointing for all the supporters. And supporters too have made real sacrifices. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Come back after.
Let the rhythm inspire you at the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2026. Pure Jazz. Tuesday, 5th May at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay. We lead with Grammy winner, virtuoso bassist and vocalist Esperanza Spalding. Esperanza Spalding. All the way from Trinidad and Tobago, Chantal Estelle and Moïse, St. Lucian artists Camille Chalmine and Leandra Modet. Then on Thursday, May 7th, experience the legendary Frankfurt Marsalis Quartet. Also featuring Jesse Billy and the Echoes. Online tickets available at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Great things happen when we crunch together. So crunch and share the love of KFC's bucket together. $45 gets you 6 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, 1 corn, 1 biscuit. With KFC, there's always chances to win big. 3 winners, 3 destinations for an all-expense-paid trip with Sunrise Airways, St. Martin Carnival, St. Kitts Music Festival, and Lucian Carnival. $1,500 spent in cash, hotel accommodation, event tickets, and ground transportation. All you have to do is purchase a bucket together. Write your name and phone number at the back of your receipt and drop it in the drop box. KFC's finger licking good.
When it's time to go, you got to go. But where do you go? To sleep in Comfort Funeral Home. Sleep in Comfort Funeral Home is locally owned, local coffins and caskets with rich craftsmanship and sparkling finish, uniquely customized, affordable packages and pre-planned services, including transportation, storage, reefs, programs, pin-ons, and much more that will take away every burden and worry. Our professional team providing exceptional service. Sleep in comfort. Funeral home, where your burdens will be light and your loved ones will be laid to rest in comfort and dignity. 2 locations, 33 Jolly Lane, Goodwill, and St. Joseph Highway, 245-4014 or 615-4020. Sleep in Comfort Funeral Home, where comfort meets compassion.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Topper Snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
The telephones have not stopped ringing. Good morning to you, my brother Ivo from St. Thomas. How you doing?
Good morning, my big brother, Mr. Matt Peltier. How are you this morning, sir?
Hanging in there one day at a time.
And how was your weekend?
Fulfilling.
Oh, great. Mr. Peltier, I have decided to break my silence. I have decided to remain on mute. I have decided to become on mute.
Okay.
Or if you want to say, just decided to J, because if I stay silent any longer, I will tufe, Mr. Peltier. I will tufe.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Peltier, I would like to say also good morning to the people of Scottsdale in particular. I mean, the entire constituency, Soufriere, Scottsdale, Gallion, Point Michel. You know, I'm a man of all those different places. I've lived in each and every one of those communities. But Mr. Peltier, what's happening within the opposition is very disturbing and very heartbreaking, Mr. Peltier. I have never been a registered member of the United Workers' Party, but I have supported the party wholeheartedly. I've been if you want to call it a poto, not even a poto. I'm a wall of the United Workers' Party. That's to show you how deeply entrenched I am. But what has been happening lately, Matt, I am so disappointed, and in instances I have become so angry. You know, I have supported the party on numerous occasions. I can recall in 2014 when the party came up to St. Thomas. They had this big meeting at Victor's Hideout. I was called upon to chair that meeting, and which I was so happy to do. Introduce myself to all the if you want to see the executive, you know, Linton, Joshua, Ron Green, and all these folks. But what has been happening lately, Matt, you know, it has really caused concern among those of us who in St. Thomas who are supporting the United Workers wholeheartedly. Now, what I'm saying is, Mr. Peltier, throughout the past, Honorable Lennox Linton had been the leader. I can say he was a very distinguished leader, very formidable leader. I think that's the only man in Dominica Skerrit was afraid of, and still is, you know. But what I'm saying is, we all supported Lennox Linton. Lennox Linton still remains my boy. I like this guy. You know, I admire him, his leadership qualities and his dedication for Dominica. We all supported him. Now, at the delegates conference, among the delegates, I think Lennox dropped off. I don't know whether he was pushed or whether he was forced to give up the leadership. I don't know what went wrong there. But anyway, there was this delegates conference. You all decided among yourselves, you are going to elect Dr. Thompson Fountain. Dr. was elected as leader. Pastor Randy came in second, and whoever came in third, whatever the case may be. Now, I think it's up to you all to rally around the leader. Now you, Pastor Randy, you came out second. Why are you refusing why are you refusing your position? If you say you're so dedicated to Dominica and you want the party to do well and you want everybody, you should rally around it. So is Sparks Jones and all the others who are jumping ship. Why are you guys doing that, man? Don't do that. I mean, we all should rally to get rid of this diabolic, satanic, and demonic so-called government that's running the country right now. We all should join forces and get rid of these demonic forces that are controlling the government. And it is highly disturbing, Matt, and I'm very angry about that. Although I still remain a strong supporter of the Workers' Party, but what is going on there, I don't like it. And many of us here in St. Thomas, we do not like it. Because if that continues, it seems as if, the next election, you all are just telling Scary to look again. You know what I mean? And it is very disturbing. So I'm encouraging all the opposition forces, including those who are causing all the fragments in the United Workers' Party. Our goal is to get rid of this satanic government that's running the country, that's putting everybody against each other, including my family. So I'm not happy with that at all. And also, Matt, in our constituency, our existing so-called power rep, she has to make way for new leadership, Matt. I mean, we are not saying anything yet. We are not saying election is not really, right around the, although it's around the corner, but I mean, our power rep, it's a lady. I don't know her personally. I've only met her once. That was during the reunion in Scottsdale, which was epic. That was a grand occasion, But this lady has not made anything to engage our young people in Scottsdale. Matt, we have an empty school building in Scottsdale, right? I know we do not have the school population to have, all the kids from Scottsdale attending Scottsdale school. That's why we had to merge with Soufriere. But this building is already languishing, Matt. And we have skilled people in Scottsdale who could pass on skills and knowledge to our young people. And our power rep has not made not one attempt. I'm going to name some names to you, Matt. We have Mr. Roy Basil in Scottsdale, who is a certified outboard motor mechanic. This guy has been doing that for his life. He could train our young people because, Scottsdale is a fishing village. We have Mr. Mark Gervier, who is a very skilled carpenter, a master carpenter. This guy could do anything with woodwork. We have Miss Debbie Detouche, who is a seamstress. She could train the young ladies to become seamstresses. We have Miss Donna Etienne, who has a hair salon in Scottsdale, in Roseau. She could train the young girls to become hairstylists, whatever the case may be. Matt, our power rep has not made any attempt to engage our young people to help them to become independent, help them to chart their own way forward, and these are the things we're talking about, Matt. So therefore, I'm putting it on the record that our power rep, our existing power rep, you better get yourselves ready to find a new job, whether you have to go Guadeloupe or whatever it is or whether you become a hairstylist yourself. So your time is up. You have not served us at all. Not just well, you have not served us at all. So you better get yourself ready to leave. Matt, Scottsdale is strategically located. You are our power rep, plus you are tourism minister. We are ideally looking for tourism stuff, Matt. Matt, do you know that the first mode of air transportation took place in Scottsdale? The first mode of air transportation in Dominica was the goose that landed in Scottsdale from Barbados in the 50s. Matt, do you also know that when the Caribs came from South America, charting their way upward to the islands, the first place they landed in Dominica was in Scottsdale? Matt, we have historical significance, and our power rep has not made not one attempt. Fundamentally, she doesn't know the history of Scottsdale. She doesn't know anything about Scottsdale. So, Matt, our next power rep is going to take on all of those things. We're going to set up a replica that's going to depict when the Caribs arrive in Scottsdale. We're going to build a replica that's depicting when the goose landed in Scottsdale. And as you may know, Scottsdale is part of the National Trail in Matt, Matt, we have a lot of potential up there, you know, but we do not have a pal rep. We have somebody that's coming the street and telling those people, look a pack of cigarette, look a shoot of rum. Matt, that's not what we want.
Well,
we want real tangible development in Scottsdale.
I'm hoping you can come back and be the pal rep too, huh?
And not only that, Matt, before we go,
yes,
after Dr. Thompson Fountain, his 2 5-year terms, because obviously he's going to win the next election.
Okay.
After he has served his 2 5-year term, our next prime minister is going to be Mr. Jeff Bellot. And you know that, Matt. You know that. We're getting ourselves together. All right, so be prepared for that.
Hearts gone cold, the wicked quote in well, go in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so needs go then.
Bro, I've always supported the UWP, but the behavior of the former leadership was very disturbing. It's because they simply don't want Thompson to succeed where they failed. The kind of behavior must cease immediately. All right, hello.
Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I pray your strength and we and solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave me. For all you who don't have losing, that's the congregation of my country. I'm calling on the prayer of the nothing of the country. Come country, God need me. May I need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing.
Somebody says, is reporting this morning, Matt, you need to, as the host of the program, you need to make it clear to the callers that the last election when Fountain was elected leader, his supporters make it clear that if anybody did not support Mr. Fountain, that they should not put up themselves for position on the executive. But I was not there. So if you know that, send me the proof of that, okay? I can't speak to things I don't know about. They started off by division. The division, how can those that were prevented from being on the executive should now unite? I think it's time for unity. Fountain and his supporters need to correct their wrong, which stop blaming others. That's another position here. And I'm hoping there's leader Mr. Fountain take it on your own and bring everybody together. Hello, talk to me, those who do not support you or support you. Let's bring this party together. This is what somebody's suggesting. Hello, talk to me, huh?
Hello, morning, Matt.
Morning to you. Morning, yes.
Matt, I was really, because I noticed, honestly, Matt, and they're doing it on the review. Sometimes when they look cold, they just sitting, well, I mean, to say blue, she calls them to support. When it's Thompson, she doesn't call them support. She needs to stop that bitterness as well and give Thompson a support as well. Thank you, Matt.
Blue, some point is pointing fingers at you. Hello, talk to me, 1026. Hello, I guess it's her choice. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Matt,
yes.
That's one thing I want to say. I don't want you to talk over me and cut me off. Matt, Paul Michel, Sufuya, Galia, people, they want Mr. Jeff Bellot. Just bear me in mind, they want Mr. Jeff Bellot. If Mr. Jeff Bellot don't contest, right, how he could be prime minister, they would love him to be prime minister. He's a very honest, good man, straightforward man. But sir, if you don't contest, you cannot be prime minister. And one more thing, Matt, you see that thing about blue there? I find that is nonsense. That caller just irritates me. You cannot tell a person what to say. If Lennox on board, and you can't tell the person to call or don't call, it's the person's choice. And when these people come on the radio and talk shit, just cut them out, because you just cut me out when I talk in sense. Thank you.
Well, Marlon, you completed your thoughts, so why are you saying that? Hello, 10-24. Yes, are you there, caller? Yeah.
Yes, Matt, I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Matt, I have worked with men older than I am, who are my boss man, to do what they want, how they want. And I've worked with men younger than me, my boss man, and I have to do what they want, the way they want to do things.
And this is just one of the problems we have in Dominica. People do not want certain people to be above them. But if Dr. Fontaine has taken a stance as how he wants to do his politics, you have, whoever it is, man, I'm not calling anybody this, you have to find somewhere in that sphere of things that he wants to do that you can do and continue supporting and working with him. I do not like the fact that, people don't want to follow that leader. He has been elected 3 times. I'm going to be elected again December if we reach that stage before Roosevelt called election. Everybody just needs to follow the leader. You might not like his style, but there must be something he's doing that you like and you can work with and you can fit yourself. That's all I'm saying.
All right, caller. This song, they're from Brotherhood of Man. United we stand.
There's nowhere in the world that I would rather be than with you, my love. And there's nothing in the world that I would rather see than your smile, my love. United we stand, divided we fall.
It's my first time calling your program, Because of this, I am going to be very, very short. Mr. Joseph, Simeon Joseph, has inspired me, and I would like to make it known that I'm in full agreement with his views. I'm now listening to some of the callers to your program making a wrong statement. Making wrong statement every time that the Labour Party supporters do not wash their unclean linen in the public. That's not correct, Matt. The supporters of the Labour Party do attempt always to take their grievances to the air. But guess what? The host of DBS or Kyrie FM programs will not allow it, Matt. They will always cut them off. That's why we're not hearing it. I wish Matt could do the same. Can you, Matt?
No, I allow all the callers. I think I have Pastor Rodney on the line there. Hello. Are you there, Pastor Rodney? Hello?
Matt Peltier, yes, good morning.
How are you doing? How are you doing? I know my lines are very busy. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes.
Very well. Matt, you have me live on air?
Yes, you're live on air. Vicky, you calling my phone.
I was calling to tell you that somebody called me overseas to tell me that, if my ear's not ringing because my name is calling on your program. I was wondering, according to the song, what I do again, Matt? Will you tell me what I do again?
No,
because I don't know. I didn't hear.
I know. I think the person was basically suggesting when there was the election of delegates conference, people who supported the Thompson side is saying, if you don't support Thompson, we won't be voting for you. I think, it's comments along that line.
If I don't support Thompson, they won't vote for me?
Not you personally. I'm talking about the group of persons who did not support Thompson as leader, would not be invited to participate, because so you won't be giving Thompson your support, so we don't want you in the ring, in other words.
Matt.
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear, sir.
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear, sir. Yes, I'm saying that's what somebody suggested. Are you there?
Matt, hold on a while. I don't know if I lost you somehow. Yeah, are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, Matt.
Yes.
I don't like to answer to anonymous people.
But let me hold on, Pastor. Let me read the text that suggested this for you there, so you can get.
What you read?
No,
Matt, hold on a while. Matt, if you read a text to me and it's anonymous.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But I'll read the anonymous text that somebody said you should pay attention to. I'll read it for you now.
Yeah.
Okay? As the host of the program, you need to make it clear that the callers at the last election, when Fontaine was elected leaders, his supporters made it clear that if persons do not support Fontaine, they should not put up themselves for position on the executive. They started off by the division, and now they're asking others to join the party and unite. Fontaine and his supporters need to correct this wrong, which they instead of blaming others. In a nutshell.
Matt,
Yeah.
Matt, okay, that is a statement I heard myself firsthand.
Okay, well, I was not there, so I can tell you that. Yes, go ahead.
Right, no, I'm telling you, I was witness to that statement,
Okay.
And there are a few things that people need to understand.
Mhm.
One of them is that the elections are elections.
Okay.
Nobody gives anybody a position on a platter. Matt, am I making myself clear?
Yeah, I'm listening, yes.
So that in the first place, Dr. Fontaine and his team
Okay.
wanted to be elected as a team.
Okay.
They got elected as a team. Okay? The others who felt that Fontaine wanted to be elected as a team provided that opportunity so that he could have a team. Obviously, if you are going up an election with a team, you would expect that you have a plan with your team and your team is going to take you to where you want to go. That's
Okay.
one.
Mhm.
Number two, the gentleman who, for example, nominated me to be deputy leader. Now, note, I went up to be the leader of the party. That's what I submitted my name for.
Okay.
The gentleman who nominated me for deputy political leader had a personal conversation with me before the delegates conference.
Mhm.
And he felt that I should be deputy leader to help Dr. Fontaine lead. Those were his exact words.
Okay.
And my answer to him is that cannot work in leadership. It's either you lead or you follow. Everything I've learned in leadership says there are two ways. It's either you lead or you follow. Leaders who want others to help them in the leadership, what they do is they seek buy-in. In other words, they co-opt people and converse with them and bring them on board so that they could enhance the objective or the vision or where they're going.
Mhm.
Right? This leadership thing is not a plywood, you join in for plywood. This leadership thing is about people who have an agreement as to where we're going and how we are going to get there. And they must agree in principle to do that. It's not about taking a grass and put in a coconut tree. And that's not what that is about. And the wider public need to understand that that's what it is. Now, when the gentleman told me, so I said, no, that's not going to work. He had the nerve to vote for Dr. Thompson Fontaine as leader. And as soon as that was over, stand up to nominate me as deputy leader.
Okay.
And there are two things about that. That is outright disregard and disrespect to my desires, number one. And number two, you don't learn a thing about leadership. You don't elect somebody else to work with somebody to make them a leader. You can't do that. It's either you're leading or you're not leading. So no, I declined the nomination, not the election. I declined, rightfully so from my perspective, the nomination to be deputy leader. Okay? And let the team who wish to work with Dr. Fontaine work with him. The following day, I messaged Dr. Fontaine. I couldn't get him on his telephone for a voice call. And I congratulated him for winning the leadership of the party and requested of him, because of the conversations that we had before that I will not make public at this time,
Okay.
requested of him that he do his best to bring the party where it's supposed to be in order to win the next elections. There's nothing more than that I can do.
Mhm.
Okay? You cannot, man, anytime you push a leader, you're the leader. If you drag a leader, he's a follower. If you lead for a leader, then he must not be in the leadership position. Leadership is as simple as this. This is not something you like Matt, so I'm going to make Matt the leader, but I know Matt can lead, and so I must get Sheridan to lead for math. That doesn't work. Now, here is something else I want to share, because I hear all kinds of nonsense everywhere, and people just say things like they're crazy. Matt, do you understand what people are asking for now? A united opposition. Am I not right?
Yep.
No. If people are asking for united opposition, you know what should have been our focus? Our focus should have been a uniter, not a carpenter, not an economist, and I have no problems with Dr. Fontaine and being an economist. Absolutely none. What you need is somebody to meet the need that you have at the time, right? And very educated people surprisingly don't understand that. You cannot want to build a wall, Matt, and call an accountant. You need to build a wall. When you decide on the wall, you need an engineer, a contractor. The accountant is to check the money. And that comes after, when you have started building the wall. What we need in Dominica is a uniter, someone who can bring every single opposition force together on one platform, on one table, to agree, to disagree, but to understand that we have one mission. Unless we do that, all this back and forth by how do you call them? Quarterbackers and people who think they are the best, they have intelligence on those things, is going to bring us nowhere, because all we're doing is we're trying to tear each other apart and telling us to unite. That's not going to work. You cannot make President of Clinton and expect him to work with the position support. You cannot make President Thompson Fountain and expect him to work with the position support. These people who call your program with all this kind of hype and emotional garbage must stop it. Because if you are interested in seeing the back of this Labour Party tired administration, you have to understand that you cannot cut people and then ask them to join you. You cannot do that. You have to find the capacity to bring people on board, whether you like them or not, whether you like their head or not. You have to find the capacity to bring them on board so that you do this thing as one. And all I want to say to people is, criticizing them for not supporting Fountain, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Some of us have worked with alongside Dr. Fountain long before some of us applied for leadership. Some of us have tried to work with him as a leader. Some of us are working with him as a leader. Some of us, our interest is the whole, not the person. Right? As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have to be Fountain or Rodney or Paris or Linton or Edison. It has to be a uniter.
So who would you recommend? Who would you recommend, Pastor Rodney, as this uniter that you suggesting?
Matt, the reason why I contested the leadership of the party is because I think I'm a very good uniter. And I think I come with the credentials and qualifications to unite people. I think I can reach people across the board everywhere in Dominica. That is required, a uniter. A uniter who's able to converse with people and say, yeah, I heard you. You like pink. But for now, let us take a blend of pink and green. And they agree, okay, we can do that and we're going to move forward. That is what you require. Okay? After you win government, you need the technical capacity of an economist. You need the technical capacity of an international relations person. You need the technical capacity of all these people. And mind you, Matt, all these people can function without being a minister. Of course, if they're a minister, then you have the inside information in the cabinet. But they don't have to be a minister to function. What is the history of Dominica and Matt and prime ministers and so on? We all know that Eugenia Charles was the prime minister of finance. She didn't have a finance degree, did she?
No.
Patrick John didn't have a finance degree, did he? Edison James chose to bring in Julius Timothy, who had a business degree and was good at finance and so on, as the finance minister who won his seat, right? Roosevelt Skerritt came as prime minister. He didn't have a finance degree. He was finance minister. Tia Charles was finance minister. Roosevelt was finance minister. We have to go through what's called the proper operations of government,
how this thing is working, how it must work, and what is our best approach to doing that. You can't elect a leader because you think he's the best and then turn around and tell people to go and support him when he's not asking them for their support. You are asking people to support the leader. He himself, the leader, has not asked anybody for their support. What is wrong with you all? And that, Matt, people need to understand, and the tempers need to be brought down, the emotions need to be at rest. And here's one final thing. People must understand that when you don't speak, it doesn't mean that you don't know what to say. Very often in situations that when you don't speak is because you figure you must not speak. Because if you speak, it will be worse than if you don't speak.
Let me ask you a question, Pastor Rodney. If, just for example, that Dr. Thompson Fontaine approaches Dr. Rodney tomorrow and says, I want you to be the uniter in this party, would you accept that position?
Right. I will say to Dr. Fontaine, what is your expectation? What are you looking for? How do you want me to do this? Because can I tell you something, Matt? There's something that a gentleman taught me very many years ago, and he said that you can be a leader and you can make yourself a plastic leader. Because anytime you hand over the leadership responsibility to somebody else, you have forfeited your right to lead. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I follow.
Right. And so if you so I would have to ask in what way you want me to do that, how you want me to do that, how do you want me to function, who do I report to, how much latitude do I have, how much leeway do I have, and that is something that even when he asked that question, the party management must say, okay, let's go with that because it sounds fine. It is not just asking that and jumping there. It doesn't happen that way. There are mechanisms for things to happen. There are processes for things to happen. My honest advice at this stage is that we find an individual who is a uniter, who is a leader, and who can unite people around a single objective. Remember what Eugenia Charles wasn't going up for election again, and she stand outside and said to them, "We must get rid of them at all costs." You all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How did that message go across? Because she was a leader. She stood up and she held a leadership position to do that. Edison James became prime minister and he said, fear no more. And he showed us why we shouldn't fear no more. And guess what? The people followed after that and they went at it. And you name it. That's how things happen, Matt. A leader is not a manager. A manager manages status quo. A leader looks ahead, plans ahead, and decides how he's going to get this thing done and how he's going to bring everybody on board. He goes ahead and people follow him naturally. You don't have to tie them with a chain like people are trying to do now to have people follow. You don't have to drag people along to follow. No, that will not be leadership. It will be dictatorship. And once it's dictatorship, it's worse than the things that we're thinking about. And that is what everybody needs to understand. You can't sit on his sideline and say, oh, Lennox not doing that. When Lennox was talking, all you say he was talking too much. Once he opened his mouth, all you vex. If Randy opened his mouth, some people vex. Viva Mamo crazy about it. This other one gets a fit about it. And then you expect there to be unity. How is that going to happen? It is never going to happen, man. And so all this nonsense that's happening there needs to stop. And people need to get their senses right. Let me tell you something, Matt. You know, I believe, and I don't have all the empirical evidence to say succinctly that that is what it is, but I verily believe that there are people who are being paid to undermine the work of the United Workers' Party. And there are United Workers' Party gullible people who are falling for the bait. And if you ask me, I am almost convinced that that's what's happening now. Why? Because with the venom, with the kind of spirit that people are doing things, and I don't think they're calculating the damage that they're doing, It has to be that they are being rewarded handsomely to undermine the work of the United Workers' Party. And there are United Workers' Party people who are falling for the bait, hook, line, and sinker. And I tell you something, if Randy Rodney becomes the leader of the United Workers' Party tomorrow, I will be going for those people and putting them in the place where they belong so that the party can do its work and move as a united party. At present, people are jumping on every bandwagon supporting this one. It's like what the Bible says, you know, I'm of Paul, I'm of Apollos, I'm of John, and the work is not being done. That needs to stop. And we need to look at the work from the proper perspective to do it. What we are doing now is following after the cultish mentality that the Labour Party has set up for us. So if not the Roosevelt's carried who? That's a cultish mentality, Matt Pelty. So some of us are, if it's not Thompson Fountain, then who? If it's not this one, then who? That is not what it's supposed to be. And I always tell people, I align myself with United Workers' Party because I love their policies, love the way their constitution is set up. I know people are trying to destroy it. I love the accountability in there. It must not be a God that we're trying to make head of United Workers' Party. It must be a leader who is able to bring everybody on board, be accountable to everybody, listen to people, take advice, and make sure that we have the best work done.
Somebody saying, hold on, Pastor Rodney. I'm just trying to read a note there. A uniter is one who attributes of a good leader is one who basically, you know, bring the team together, and not about talking about himself. Just another talk shop. That's what somebody is suggesting. So
I didn't get the point. Uniter is a what?
Is one who attributes a good leader to, of course, the ultimate quality of its own. In other words, he's saying basically, you know, that Pastor Rodney is just beating his chest that he's the best leader around, or the best United. Yeah.
Matt, did you hear that from me?
No. Mm-mm.
Good. So this person is making an assumption, and I learned in South Korea that when you make an assumption, the two first words is what you are doing. You're making an ass of yourself, not with me. Okay? Because I never told you so. You're making an assumption from where you are. Don't make a fool of yourself by doing that. You asked me a direct question. What do I think is the best? And yes, I told you that the only reason why I put up my hand to be the leader of United Workers' Party is because I believe at this stage, I am a leader and I'm a uniter. What do you want me to tell you, Matt, that I'm a failure and I cannot do this? No, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have put up my hand if I didn't think I was so qualified for it. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that fast. I don't crash myself in any position of leadership. I've never begged for it. That's why I was happy to step back. Unlike what people think I'm greedy for it and I'm this. No, I'm happy to step back. Dr. Fountain will tell you that the first person I told that I was going to contest against him was him. And I could have only told him so because we have had seasoned conversations over at least 2 years. And that wasn't conversation that says I'm going to put you outside. No. That's not where I am. So whoever I think is a better leader, I will support them. Whoever I think can do what I think I believe now that the party.
Would you recommend somebody else as the uniter because of all the? Are you there, Pastor Rodney? Are you there?
You saw that. I'm there. Somebody was just trying to call me directly. Sorry.
I know.
Right?
But would you recommend somebody else besides yourself as the uniter? Would you?
When the person rises up, I will tell you.
Okay. All right. Pastor Rodney, thank you very much. Thank you all the time.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Oh, what an interesting conversation there. 10:49. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes, Matt. Good morning to you, Matt.
Morning to you. Hey.
You know, Matt. Yes. Yes. Good morning to you. Nerve-wracking, because I cannot understand,
I want to say this to Dominicans. By the way, I heard many sentiments across the board, and all who have called this morning to some extent, the desire for change, the desire for unity is what has been the primary call. And I disagree with many persons when somebody thinks that one person can have all the attributes of being a leader. Matt, I heard many persons this morning. I haven't heard about the word team. The word team has not come up. Because the point is, Matt, you can lead an organization, man. But the point is, you will have shortcomings. But if you are a team, then I'm sure with the support of the team, then I'm sure you can be directed as a leader to take hold and control of what the objective is or what is set to be accomplished. Matt, in Jamaica, for instance, politically, Michael Manley and Edward Siaga could not have seen eye to eye. Matt, who negotiated and bring unity or attempted to bring unity, and at least it held for some time? The late Bob Marley. Is that correct, Matt?
Yep.
Put them together. But look at the war is going on in the Middle East. The Americans and Israel against Iran. Although the Strait of Hormuz concerns the world because 20% or 25% of the oil production passes there, but many who have interest say the war is not theirs. Who are negotiating, Matt? Those that are in the negotiating engine are not those that are part of the war. Pakistan, China, some of them behind the scenes. So it means that you do not have to be a leader or in leadership to actually lend your support to unite anything. And I'm very disgusted this morning because it appears to me each time we are going forward, some people are bent in trying to bring the United Workers' Party in what you call a perpetual cycle of idleness. Because the point is we are not moving forward with anything like that. All of them, and every one of us say, Dr. Thompson Function should call. Nobody picks up the phone and says, let me call Dr. Thompson Function. And it's far from the truth that Dr. Thompson Function has not made the effort to reach out to members of the United Workers' Party. Matt, I'm not one of those who will today try to belch out or vomit what transpires internally in the party. What I do know is that if we wish to solve the problems of division, then there are many ways that can be chosen to do so. And Matt, it bothers me when people think that you're ready, you're going to solve their problem. I am not there for sympathy. Matt, you have heard me in the past. You are hearing me now. I have supported all leaders of the United Workers' Party. Whether the leaders and them did something wrong that, of course, would not be in sync with our principle or would not have aligned with what we believe in, they would be defended not just cautiously, but they will be defended with a little bit of, favor. It seems now there's an outright fight just to make people to believe that there's something going on. Matt, every year the United Workers' Party holds its annual general meeting or the delegates conference, and leaders are chosen. When you have a barrage of persons who decide they are not contesting, it means that some people prefer not to contest because the same question some people ask and the same doubt that persons have about those who cannot lead. Why is it that you must be at the helm to lead? Matt, we can do things better than this. I want to say to you, if you went to the doctor and the doctor prescribed an antibiotic or some kind of, remedy for you with respect to a medication, you are instructed as to how this medication should be taken. The route of administration, that is the way you have to take this medication, the dosage, and the time. And most times you have what you call auxiliary label, where you are told that you should take with food, water, or juice, or not that juice. If, Matt, you proceeded to taking this medication and you had not followed instructions, more than likely you will not get the kind of effect or the desired effect that you require. Matt, it is time to, and I'm going to urge you as a host of this part. I'm going to urge you as a host of your program. It's very sensational. A lot of people are liking what is happening on this radio. We have heard enough about what we should or should not do. I have asked, and we are asking again for those who have an idea of a way forward. I'm sure there are many forums, there are other methods that can be used to at least get this thing solved, if at all there's a problem. I don't think the way it is expressed in that way, that there's so much of a problem per se. While a lot of people talk, the work continues to go on. Where are those? Look at confirmation. Your radio program has been for 7 hours with past events talking about the United Workers' Party and disunity. And by the way, people have their opinions, and I'm not asking to shut up anyone. Everyone has his right or her right to call and to express his or her feelings in any way, shape, or form. But we must be reminded that we have a voluntary organization. You can either put yourself to serve or not serve. And let me just say to you, Matt, I am committed wherever I am, whether or not I'm candidate or not candidate. I'm ready to ensure that this battle we are fighting in Dominica must be won, because as we speak, the coffee plant is not operational. That could have employed hundreds of Dominicans. The irrigation system that the United Workers' Party established is no longer, Matt. Small businesses are closing every day, Matt. People are owing and cannot find their way to pay their bills. Imagine they are in the rank of delinquency. Matt, the propagation plant at Wesley is no more. That's where we used to employ a lot of Dominicans, Matt. And Matt, I will tell you again, you know, the prawn farming, where you used to go and get buy your little, the shrimps, we call it the prawns, all that is closed on the Labour Party. That is no more. Where's the hope? We're just spending time on a political party that can fix itself once everybody agrees to just relinquish that airwave and get to the action. Action, it doesn't mean come and say this and that on radio. Action is pick up the telephone. Call who is appropriate to call and ask of you being important to do something for Dominica. And for those in the diaspora who may be losing hope about concerns, the United Workers' Party is very much concerned about your well-being. Your remittances are well accepted in this country. When you send your money here to the banks, it is on lent to Dominicans to organize themselves. So your hard work is much appreciated. Don't be daunted. The United Workers' Party is there to take you forward. And for all of us who have something meaningful to contribute to this country, let us do it in the way it's supposed to be done. But Matt, I will not say more. You have just heard me make an appeal. And for those who want to continue to perpetuate that notion about disunity in public, it doesn't work. And let me just say, I have no control over you. That's your program. I cannot tell you what to do. I'd be rude to tell you what to conduct on your program. But I'm just going to urge you, Matt, that there are enough stuff that is hurting Dominicans right now. Enough is hurting Dominicans that we can concentrate on than the so-called disunity that actually taking root in the airways, particularly in 1995. And all of us know, we make our opinion and we try to run away from the facts. The facts are, what can I do to help this situation? And let us get it right, and let us get it right now. Have a good morning.
Have a good morning, my brother. Glenroy So Coffee. Our final call this morning, it's 10:58. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm saying thank God is the final call because I try 100 times. But Matt, what I want to say this morning, the hundreds or thousands of people that call your program, are they all saying the same thing? No. Does that dispel disunity? No, it doesn't. It means everybody is entitled to their opinion. Good. Number two, the perceived disunity, they say that among the United Workers' Party. Is that going to determine how you vote? Are you still in kindergarten school? Haven't you lived a life of and experienced what life is and know what you want out of life? Why are you bickering over something so foolish and irrelevant as far as I'm concerned? Because nothing of that is going to determine how I vote or if I vote, you know. Come on, it's big people. It's not like a training where your teacher tell you is there to put the X or there to write the A. That is nonsense. That is just excuses and people just wanting to ramble about all kinds of things. Number three, when Lennox Linton was the leader of the United Workers' Party, was there the so-called unity that they're referring to? No. There were disgruntled people in there. There were people making noise. There were people that didn't want him. What did he do? He stood up like a man, like a true leader, and he led his party. So stop making them little irrelevant things become the main thing for the United Workers' Party. The United Workers' Party is the first to be reckoned with. So go do your work, man, and just get things going and forget about who disagree or who don't agree with you. That's the message I have.
And this is it for us. We'll continue this afternoon there. Completely different subject.
But my spirit is determined to believe.
An interesting guest this afternoon on the hot set. Stick around, Dominica. We'll continue, I'm sure, with this unity issue sometime.
People to not lose the fire.
Do not lose the fire. Huh?
Clarity and guidance. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, no transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who don't lose it. I need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. I need a blessing. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan you have for us is vanishing. Lord, the nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. But what a tired of the bloodshed is rising in numbers. Yeah. See the youth, you see part of plunder. Yeah. Can't walk the street in peace is a problem. Father, intervene, please save your children. I pray for them young that surrender your soul. You not fully comes, but you're fully in control. You change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave me. For all you who don't and I know it. That's so complicated, no time to settle. I'm pulling all the prayer warriors and I need country. Don't fortress, they gon' need me. And I need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. Amen. And I need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. Amen. It's trending, spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked put in